Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Shantanique. Make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. We're almost at 15K here on YouTube, so tell a friend to tell a friend. So for those of you who are new, I wanted to just start this video by saying I did have a baby almost 7 months ago now. Her name is Emery, and it is me and my husband's first child. So it's been a super exciting journey. I've gotten so many questions about breastfeeding after having a boob job. I did put out a video about my breast augmentation, the process, the cost, all those good things. If you haven't seen it, I really encourage you to go watch that one first. Since it's been about 7 months, I feel like I'm educated well enough to come back and give you guys an update in regards to what my breastfeeding journey looked like since I had a boob job. So if you are interested in learning about my journey, keep watching. I'm not gonna get so much into my actual boob job or my breast augmentation. Again, make sure you watch that video, but I will talk about my breastfeeding experience. It was a little bit different than I would imagine it would be for someone who has not had a boob job, in that I wasn't able to produce as much milk that I would have been able to produce had I not gotten a breast augmentation. Now granted, I got my boobs done before I was even dating my husband, before I thought about kids. It was a personal thing for me after college because I was flat chested, like double A, cup size, no boobs. So it did not make me feel like a woman. It made me feel like not even a girl. Like I felt like a little boy. And so it wasn't to get bigger boobs or any other thing like that. It was because I didn't have any. And I think at that point I was like 25. So the doctor is telling you that hope and that dream, oh, they're gonna grow, they're gonna grow. That never happened. Getting my boobs done, even after having a baby, is still one of the best things that I could have done. And I'm so glad that I did it. I actually wish I would have done it sooner. But from a mom perspective now, it did kind of make me feel like I was lacking because I wasn't able to produce as much milk. So I think we live in a time where, you know, mom shaming is real. Everybody thinks everybody should breastfeed and be on this organic diet and only eat natural food grown from the earth. They have a garden in their backyard, and if you don't breastfeed as a mom, you're just this horrible person. I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's like my age group or the time, I don't know, but that's how I felt. I will also say this by saying nobody in my family ever breastfed. My grandma didn't, my mama didn't, my aunties didn't, my sister didn't. So I was the first person who decided that I wanted to try to breastfeed in my journey. And you know, I will say after doing research, it just made it seem more, I don't know, holistic, more healthy. But outside of that, the real reason why I chose to breastfeed is because when I was pregnant, it was a big thing about the milk having the recalls. And it was hard to find formula, Similac, Enfamil, all of it. It was like, you know, y'all know, people were saying, oh, I don't have any formula. Can you go to this store, that store, in this city, in that city? So that kind of piqued my interest into breastfeeding because I didn't want to start my baby on this certain type of formula and then not have the means to continue to do that. And so that's kind of where this whole thing started. Now, I will say I do have family members and people who are a little bit older who thought it was just completely disgusting. It was completely foreign to them, which that's okay. You know, I wasn't the mom to just pop my boob out anywhere and not cover up. This was also during the time of COVID, so I didn't really have to leave my house. But I did breastfeed for about 3 months. In the beginning, the first day that I was in the hospital, the lactician came around and she gave me their pump, and I wasn't really getting anything. Like it wasn't working for me. And then the second day I started to get colostrum, but y'all, it was like ½ an ounce, and I was so excited. I was so happy. I did order a breast pump. I used the Motif breast pump. I got it through my insurance and it was completely free, and I actually really liked it. I had that one, which was, you know, it plugged up into the wall. And from my experience, the kind that plug up, it was just a lot more powerful, like it was more suction. So, you know, I feel like I got more milk. But when I started off, it was very rocky because I always felt like Emery was hungry, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough or making enough or eating enough or drinking enough water. It was just, I felt like I wasn't enough, which started to have a mental impact on me of not feeling good enough. Over the first few days, I would see like milk start to leak out of my boob. So I was like, okay, she must be getting something. The hardest thing to me about breastfeeding is when you're actually breastfeeding like skin to skin, you don't know how much milk the baby is getting. So as a first time mom, when my doctor says, hey, she should be getting 2 ounces every hour, or, you know, 4 ounces every 3 hours, it's really hard to know if they're getting that much because you can't measure it. And then on the flip side, people say, oh, they're gonna eat enough. When they're hungry, you hear their cues, or, you know, they'll give you the hunger cues, and your body is always going to produce enough. Your body might produce enough because you didn't have surgery, your boobs are natural. My body was a little bit different. I did get silicone breast implants, and I did learn because of my surgery, my ducts were disrupted, and so I wasn't able to produce a whole lot of milk. Because you got mamas that produce a whole lot of milk, and you got mamas that don't really produce. And you have people who had boob jobs who produce a whole lot, and some like me who just don't produce a lot. So the reality is, you know, I was pumping around the clock. I was feeding my daughter around the clock, and she wasn't gaining a whole bunch of weight. She was in like the 3rd percentile of her weight, which I wasn't super concerned about because I've always been very small and petite, and I know the charts and the graphs are, you know, data. But it was just a challenge. Now, pain level, it did not hurt. Again, I had a boob job, like I had a major surgery up there, so it did not hurt at all. I love the connection, the convenience of being in bed at night and just whipping my shirt up and her latching on and looking at me. Like, I loved all of that. But the reality is I had to come to my senses to know that unfortunately, the breastfeeding journey wasn't going to be my journey. I feel like I did it as long as I could, which I exclusively breastfed for 3 months. When we went to my daughter's 3-month appointment and we talked to our pediatrician about supplementing, because that's how it started. Like, you can breastfeed, but we're going to supplement with formula. But obviously, if you're not using the milk that your body is producing, it's not going to continue to produce a whole lot. And I cried in the office because I just felt so defeated. Like, I felt like, you know, I wasn't good enough to produce a lot of milk. And I had to get it in my mind that that just wasn't my journey. And I had to be okay with that. And I had to learn a fed baby is a healthy baby. A fed baby is a happy baby. It doesn't matter how you feed your baby as long as they are fed. And so I finally came to grips with that. I will say, and I specifically wanted to wear this shirt. I don't have a bra on, and I didn't put a bra on because I want to show y'all what it looks like after having a baby, breastfeeding for 3 months, and having boob surgery. My boobs still look like I had surgery last week. Like, they did not drop. The size stayed the same. I do have on like these little pasties, but as y'all can see, no bra. And I want to turn to the side so y'all can see they still sit up nicely. I still have cleavage. They're not disformed or shaped all crazy. Yeah, nothing really changed. Like, I know people say your breasts sag and all this other stuff. Not mine. They may have dropped a little bit, but nothing drastic that's super noticeable. And so I just wanted to be really real and just share this perspective with y'all. This is what my boobs look like postpartum, 7 months, breastfed, first baby, no bra, and they still look good. They still look good to me, so I'm still happy. And, you know, just wanted to let other moms know who may be either wanting to have kids in the future or considering getting a boob job, whether big or small. Everybody's journey is not your journey, and it's okay to live in your truth and live in your journey. Just because you decide to have a breast augmentation doesn't mean you don't care about your future baby, or the fundamental importance of breastfeeding. We were able to put my baby on a milk that is aluminum, so you know it's still as healthy for her. It's not cow's milk at all, because I know people make moms feel bad if they don't breastfeed. And keep in mind, along with breastfeeding, you're like on demand with your baby. Some people have the luxury of being able to be at home. Some people have to work and they can't breastfeed. Some people's jobs provide environments for breastfeeding and to store their milk. So all of those different things, I just want you guys to know that everybody else's journey is not your journey. If you decide to breastfeed, cool. If you decide not to breastfeed, cool. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, great. A fed baby is a healthy baby. A fed baby is a happy baby. And those two things are the most important things. How they get healthy doesn't much matter as long as they're fed. So just wanted to pop in, do this really quick video, share some truth and transparency behind breastfeeding after a boob job, and tell y'all how it was for me. Might be totally different for you, but walk in your truth, do your thing, be on your journey, and continue to be a bomb-ass mom or a baddie, or you could do both. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time,